Dylan is our new marketing representative in our San Diego. Give me 1 second. We're very close to each other. We're gonna do an IT check. Sounds better. I'd
All
like
right.
to just put emphasis that we are marketing team, not IT. So if we run into any Zoom issues, not our department. But yeah, so Dylan is new on our team. She works out of our San Diego location. We'll go ahead and add her email and her contact information in the chat box as well. But we thought that there was no better way to introduce her than have her give a class on our social media tips with Cassidy and I. So we'll go ahead and get started. I will let Dylan and Cassidy take this over. And then if you guys do have any questions, we're going to leave around 10 minutes towards the end so you guys can ask whatever questions you have, and then we're going to be happy to help you. So I will let you guys kick it off.
Yeah, so today we decided to do a little class on walkthrough videos because we noticed that agents are always posting walkthrough videos, whether it's, they're listing an open house, even just a new build. I know that those are super popular videos, and so we wanted to give some tips on what we think the best way to make those videos is. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Dylan, are you in here? Is she sitting with you, Bree?
I'm here with you.
Oh, there you are. Okay. So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start on the process. Dylan, if you would like to take over.
Yeah, absolutely. So we went ahead and outlined 6 steps, 6 easy steps to go ahead and create a walkthrough video. First is filming a video as you walk through the entire listing. It's important that we walk through the entire listing so that our viewers, our followers can get a good idea of what is being offered. A good tip is to make sure that we're trying to keep steady to minimize phone shake. The next step will be to upload to your platform of choice. So we have a focus on Instagram in this presentation, but the instructions also carry over to TikTok very easily. And we'll go over each step in detail once we kind of go over this overview. Next, we want to speed it up. People really fall off when you have a long video. We are in the age of attention, right? We're in the business of keeping people engaged and keeping people on our pages. And so having a video that's sped up allows us to keep them engaged and to keep them active in the process. And next is add music. Music is a great way as well to keep people entertained. It keeps them coming back and it ensures that they don't scroll away. Step number 5 is to create a voiceover. So voiceovers allow you to really bring your personality across, and they also allow you to create a video that isn't super long, right? Because we can create a sped up video and then overlay it with our voice, just very briefly going over, right, each room, or maybe just a special feature of each room that you find important. And the last step would just be to add a call to action in the caption. They touched on this. I know Bree and Cassidy did in a past training, to add a call to action so that there's always something that you can point your followers to. And recently, I've actually seen some folks adding polls in their captions instead of call to actions, right? So if there's not a email me or hit the link in the bio, then there is the option of, oh, well, what do you think of this listing? Or how much do you think it should be listed for? So yeah, those are the 6 steps. And now we'll go into them in detail. Cassidy?
Yeah, so first obviously is going to be the filming of the video. Like we had said earlier, not only steady, but we do recommend holding them vertically as to that's going to show up best as a real format. for Instagram and TikTok. And then obviously you're going to go open up your camera app on your phone, hit the red button, and then you're going to start to walk through. And that's where just being steady comes in, because we all know nothing is worse than filming a whole video and it end up looking like an earthquake was happening the whole time. So I know some agents like to use their little devices to kind of hold it steady, but even if you're just kind of, walking through trying to hold it as still as you can, that will always work best. And then in walkthrough videos, you can do, since we are going to be speeding it up, the whole home. But if it's a huge home, say it's a big 2-story, there's quite a few, there's a lot of bedrooms in there, there's a lot of different spaces, maybe just kind of skipping past those rooms as you're walking through and then highlighting the rooms that you do want to show off the most in your video, the kitchen, backyard, things like that. And then next is going to be upload video. If you can see over here, we're kind of just showing you the steps as to uploading them into Instagram. You're going to open up your app. So here again, we are doing Instagram. You're going to press the plus at the bottom. Let me replay this video of the screen to create. For Instagram Reel, you're going to want to obviously click Reel. It does kind of show up differently, I think, with the update sometimes too. Now you do have to slide at the bottom. So you do want to make sure you're clicking Reel. And then for TikTok, same thing. You're just going to press upload. You're going to find the video down here in your camera roll. And then for Instagram, you're going to select next from there. So I'm just going to replay this one more time. The plus, find your video, and then you're going to upload. Okay, Dylan is going to show you guys the speeding up.
Yeah, absolutely. So in most platforms, you have the ability to speed up the video. And so for Instagram, it shows that if you could replay the video for me, Cassidy, right at the beginning, there's a multiplier. So you can select from a preset a 1-time, 2-time, 3-time multiplier. But if you go into the settings here into edit video, you can actually see that you have the ability to adjust it on a slider. So let's say you have a video and it ended up being 3 minutes long, and we really want to get it down to 30 seconds or less to keep that attention. So using the slider within the edit portion of the video really allows you to see the change of the video length. So if you see the video link as it speeds up, you'll see that the length changes from 20 seconds to 10 seconds from that sliding scale. So it's really easy. No matter what platform you're choosing, you just look for the speed icon that looks like a speedometer in your car, and you just mess with that toggle a little bit and find a length that works for you.
Perfect. And then now we are going to move on to the music.
So for music, it's a great idea to use trending audio. Some platforms are actually taking down some of the most popular audio, but that doesn't affect too much for walkthroughs, because we want to choose an audio that isn't going to be too distracting from the voiceover. So the voiceover the music that you select, once you want to have it either be trending, like the one we selected today is Happy Valentine's Day by Outkast. And to really grasp that attention. Another tip is to search instrumental in case you want an audio that doesn't have any lyrics, that doesn't have any competing vocals to your own in the voiceover. So by searching instrumental, you can find a range of both original audio and music that you can use that'll play in the background of your voiceover.
Yeah, I was gonna say, to add on to that, like definitely if you are doing a voiceover video, instrumental probably is your best way to go. And then if you are just doing a quick like story walkthrough of something and you're not talking in it, that's kind of when you should maybe lean towards some that are the trending audios that have singing in it or talking. I know there's a lot of like motivational ones out right now. You could even look up real estate, and sometimes there's ones of people like motivating in a real estate like kind of way. So that's probably my recommendations for if you're doing a voiceover versus not. Okay, and then Dylan, the voiceover section.
Yeah, absolutely. So step 5, the second to last step, is to include the voiceover. So first you want to find the music or audio icon. It's always going to be the tied together two music notes. And you're going to want to select voiceover under that, which is always going to be a little mic. And so when you're doing a voiceover, once you're ready, you can hit the record button. And it's important to note that the audio and the video will play as you're speaking and as you're recording your voiceover. It's important to know this so you don't get thrown off, and that it's really helpful actually, so that you know where your voice, what exactly part of your video and your music your voice is going to lay over. And I think that we had a tip for this. Oh, so you want to make sure to modify the audio. So sometimes when you're doing a voiceover, you'll find that the music might be a little too loud. So you can just tap any track to adjust it. So let's say we went ahead and did the voiceover and we noticed that Happy Valentine's Day by Outkast is a little too loud and we can't quite hear our voiceover. What we want to do is in the edit part of the video, we want to go ahead and just tap that track. And then it allows you to adjust the volume. You hit volume and then you just bring the volume of the music lower than the volume of your layover.
Yeah, I believe right here, if it's showing the same on my screen, where it says controls, if you click controls, it'll give you the volume of the video and then the volume of your voiceover, and you can kind of mess around with them. I always play the video a couple times. I make sure I'm like in a quiet space because sometimes it starts getting a little louder or you're hearing it differently. But yeah, right there where it says controls, you can start to kind of change the sound of both of them.
Yeah, and if we could go back.
Sorry.
No worries. So, Cat City and I, we typically when we're doing a voiceover, we like to wing it. So, it sounds a little bit more authentic, a little bit more in the moment, not so scripted when you're just kind of giving it a try. The thing with that is you have to be a little bit patient because it does take a couple times to get the hang of what you want to say and the timing of which you want to say it. So, it's no big deal just to tap that track and delete it and start over and do another voiceover until you get the right feel for what you want to do. Alternatively, if you're not a wing it kind of person like Cassidy and myself, you can, write a few bullet points to help you with your voiceover, or even script it out completely when you're just starting out.
Yes, I'm sure if you join any of Robert's scripts and role play classes, he would be able to tell you that scripting that sometimes can be a little bit better because it does give you that practice, replaying it in your head, going over it. So it's really just up to you what you're most comfortable with. Like Dylan said, we do kind of like to wing it because sometimes it just seems a little bit easier for us. But yes, I definitely recommend going in your notes app on your phone, your computer, writing a couple little bullet points that you can go back to remind yourself what you're going to say during your videos. And then now we can
Boy,
go.
you all thought you were going to get away from working on scripts for at least one class, didn't you? You thought, oh, I'm finally going to get away from a script comment, and bam, they got you
I
with
had
it.
to mention it at the end because I'm like, I just know Robert's going to chime in.
Yeah. Oh,
And
I
again, make
love
sure
this
to,
class. This
yep,
is
make
great.
this is your reminder again to join scripts and role play every day. Okay, so then our adding caption. Again, so yeah, I think for a while ago, Brie and I, we had done a class on call to actions of just kind of putting those in your Instagram captions. And then we also, at our last class in January, we did talk about chat GPT being a super big help for writing Instagram captions. I know even for Valentine's Day, today, I was going to say this year, literally today, you can go in there. I was writing something yesterday and I just typed in, please write me a caption for Valentine's Day, talking about this and that. So say you were doing a walkthrough, just kind of, you can put in chat GPT, please write me an Instagram caption for this reel that I'm posting, for this story house, 5 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, square footage, yada, yada, yada. And it will literally type out a great caption. It even will throw in some hashtags for you. You want to make sure that, again, this is going to be your CTA, so something that's going to catch the eye. And we do kind of have just a little video just showing you, this is where your caption's going to go. That's kind of your last step. And then let's see. I just want to see if it's going to play it back. There we go. Okay, and then our last slide is mistakes to avoid. These are some of these. Okay, let me just go through the list first. So long videos. Like we were talking about earlier, typically 30 seconds to 45 seconds is attention seeking. If you go any longer than that, honestly, I don't even think Reels is going to let you go much longer than that. But anything longer than that, if you're just doing a post, it can kind of get a little bit boring to watch, especially if it's not sped up. That's why we do recommend if you do record a 2 minute long video, speeding it up will just bring it back down. So we recommend the 30-second to 45-second time limit on these videos. And then another thing that we don't recommend is covering your videos with a bunch of large text. If you do want to do little pop-in wording, saying like kitchen or check out this awesome pool, things like that, that pop in and out, that's totally fine. But if you have like the address smack in the middle covering the video the whole time it's playing, it's kind of like takes away from the whole point of, you trying to show off the beautiful property. And then stickers. So this one is completely optional to you guys, but we recommend not putting, I know on Instagram, for instance, it gives you the option of like the little moving stickers that'll say, like say you were posting an open house, like on your story and stuff, that's totally great. And I feel like it seeks attention and it looks good. But sometimes with videos, just to make them look more professional, we recommend keeping the stickers and moving graphics off of your videos. Um, and then talking too fast. This is something that I'm trying to work on every single day. But in your videos, if you are doing a voiceover, just keeping it slow. And that's why, again, we were saying you probably will have to continue, taking a couple tries because you're going to hear it and you're going to be like, wait, I missed saying this, or I talked too fast right there. Take your time on these videos. You want them to sound like you're comfortable and you're confident in showing off your properties. And then audio adjustment. Do you want to touch base a little bit more on that one, Dylan?
Yeah, absolutely. So in the audio adjustment, you want to make sure that, or it's a common mistake because sometimes we don't catch it when we're doing that voiceover. Maybe we have our volume down, maybe we're not listening to it back afterwards. We're confident, we're ready, we press share. So a lot of times we see, after making a voiceover and not taking a look at the audio adjustment, you'll find that you can't even hear your voice because the music is so loud, or the music is so soft, you might as well not have added it at all. So making sure that we, give it a second to listen to the audio at the end of the video, reviewing it. And then if any adjustments needed to be made, to go ahead and make those before pressing share.
Absolutely. And then now we just kind of wanted to open up to everybody. If you guys have any questions about any of these slides, if you want us to go back and re-show you videos, now would be your chance to do so.
I have a question. How about Facebook? Do you use the same platform? Will it carry over to Facebook to be able to post on both Instagram and Facebook?
So yeah, I can go ahead and take that question. So yeah, Reels is actually owned. Reels and Instagram is actually owned by Facebook. So you can do it either way. And the posting, the platform or the editing software is actually the same for both Instagram and Facebook. So you can open Instagram and follow these directions and create this walkthrough video within Instagram. And then within those settings, if you hit advanced settings, right before you hit share, you can then automatically share to your Facebook page. Alternatively, you can go directly into Facebook and create a post there and it'll look just the same.
Oh, great. And what about I've used InShot many times. Do you like this better than that?
Cassidy, I'll let you take that one.
Honestly, I have not used InShock. I just find it easier to do the steps literally on like right on Instagram. I think it just makes it simple. I also was talking with Bree and Dylan earlier because something else that I use is CapCut just to edit some videos. And we were thinking maybe down the line of doing another class just on CapCut because there is some more steps to it, but it is a pretty easy video editing tool, and it has format sizing of for reels, and it helps you just trim, speed up. It kind of does everything that we just showed you. It's just on a different app. But I think that just doing it straight on Instagram sometimes is pretty easy. So yeah, I'll have to look into, what did you say the one is that you use?
InShot.
InShot. I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
look
and
into that
to
one.
add to that, I would just say use whatever you're comfortable with. If InShot is what you're most comfortable with, if you can adjust the speed and you can add a voiceover in InShot, then go ahead and do that and then just upload afterwards. I think what's important is done is better than perfect, is what I always like to say, right? So do
Absolutely.
what you're most comfortable with.
And then do you have to shoot it vertically for YouTube?
So YouTube actually is horizontally. So
Opposite.
this specific presentation is for short form video, right? So those shorts on YouTube should be vertically. But if you're going to do a long form video, then we would recommend doing it horizontally.
And then any other questions from anybody else?
At what time frame does it become a long video?
I
I would
would say,
go
oh,
ahead.
I was gonna say, honestly, in my opinion, even like a minute, like over a minute just becomes pretty long. And that's the thing is, again, I really feel like it just depends on the kind of video, because today we're talking about walkthroughs, and for walkthroughs, personally, we think that 30 seconds to 45 seconds is the perfect amount. But if we were talking about just somebody fully showcasing their new listing, like they got the video taken by their, professional photographer or videographer, and they're wanting to step by step showcase the house, then that kind of changes the time limit. But yeah, for our walkthrough videos, we do think 45 seconds is kind of the max of the length it should be.
Okay.
Especially, in my opinion, especially because on YouTube, it takes a while to get that exposure and to get those views. You really have to kind of build up and consistently post when you're doing long form video. Whereas if you're doing short form video, these platforms are pushing these out to people a lot quickly, a lot more people, not just your followers, people in your follower sphere of influence and so forth. So short form video really has a big impact right now. And so I'd say if you're weighing your time and trying to decide, okay, should I spend the time to create this long form video, or should I create this 30-second walkthrough? I would recommend the 30-second walkthrough because it's going to get a lot more exposure.
Do you have to do a whole nother one for YouTube for the shorts, or can you do one video and use it for Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube?
Yeah, you can just do the one video and use it for all three, even for if you're doing TikTok as well. Because YouTube recently rolled out Shorts, which is just similar to Reels and TikTok. Mhm.
Cool.
If an agent was trying to just start one of the four you just mentioned, I want to start being consistent on one, where should they start?
I would recommend starting on TikTok because it has such a big push. It's driving really far right now because it is new and it's focused to just short form video, right? Whereas Instagram, you have the stories and you have the posts, and you kind of have to be more of a well-rounded content. However, I will go back to what I said earlier. Done is better than perfect, right? So I think it depends on what the agent is comfortable with. If they already know Instagram, if they're already using Instagram, then I would recommend continue doing what you know. Because if a new platform is keeping you from taking that step, then go with what you know until you learn the necessary skills that you need for those other platforms. And we're always here to help with those skills as well.
I feel like too, bouncing off of her answer, because I agree. I feel like TikTok is kind of easier to go like viral on because they don't have, first off, as much ads. So if you're on Instagram and you're posting, you're bound to see like a couple ads in between different posts, as to TikTok does not have as many. But the thing is about Instagram that's nice is kind of when you're doing some of those hashtags, you know, like say I had a listing in Marietta and I was promoting it to people, you know, my friends and family in Marietta, there's a little bit more of a chance that you could potentially get leads like in your area, as to TikTok kind of pushes it out like worldwide. But just in the sense of just kind of getting people to see your stuff and see your videos, TikTok is a little bit easier to kind of go viral on.
Got it. And is there a way to be able to synchronize the post where I can upload it and it post on multiple platforms, or do I have to go to Instagram, post it, Facebook, post it, TikTok, post it, and whatever other social media sites there are?
Yeah, so there are actually several different softwares available to where you can just upload it once and it'll automatically send to all your different platforms. We've actually been looking into some ourselves, but some of the most popular ones are, I know Canva has that ability, Hootsuite has that ability. We're currently looking at a platform called Later. And so, you know, it's really about finding a software that works for you. But there are capabilities out there to where you just put it one place and it sends it everywhere.
Cool.
Robert, I
Cool,
can't
cool.
wait to watch you use all these tools on your TikTok and Instagram and
Nope.
social media.
Nope. Nope.
We're
Nope.
still pushing for Robert to
No.
really get into the
No.
social media
No.
world.
No. No. I tried once. I actually had like I was doing like a YouTube video every week, and I was trying to post more and stuff like that. And look, I'll be honest with you, one of the problems, and this is probably too much information, but one of the problems I had with social media were things in my past kept finding me, and I
Yeah.
was avoiding, and I needed to avoid that. So, conversation for a different day, but just a little insight into my social media history. That was one of the reasons that I've had a hard time kind of getting fully engaged in that.
Yeah, I think we can all
Luckily,
agree.
LinkedIn, you can do whatever you want. Nobody cares.
There you go.
No, nobody's trying to. Nobody seems to find me there.
Yes. Well, thank you guys all for coming today to our class. And if you, as always, have any questions, feel free to reach out to all of us. Dylan, if you want to drop before we leave your email and your information into the Zoom chat, then we can kind of, everybody will have it. And yeah, thank you guys for all coming. This will be recorded and posted so you guys can go back and watch it. And yeah,
For
feel
money.
free to reach out. Huh?
We decided before you got on here that if the people that are here are gonna get it, and anyone
Oh,
that wasn't
nice.
here is they have to pay for it.
Okay.
So
I'm
if they
here for
want
it.
this information, they're gonna have to Venmo us money because they need to. People need to start showing up more often. I don't care if it's
I
Valentine's Day
agree.
or New Year's and then St. Patrick's Day and Cinco de Mayo. Everyone's got a goddamn reason to take the day off. So you want to watch it, you're gonna pay for it. And it's
There you
all gonna
go.
go to Cassidy, Dylan, and Bree and fund whatever it is that they want to fund.
I really hope a lot of people want to watch this after. Sounds like a good deal. All right, guys. Well, it was great seeing you as